So, I've been traveling, going to many places, going to many people's houses, and wherever I see, there is one common phenomenon. People, very few people understand this. It is like they are not okay with, they think it is right. They are trying to help the other person, or they are trying to make things all right, but they are like they're trying to basically modify something in either the behavior of the person or something in the other, saying maybe this is the right way, you should wake up on time, or you should be more disciplined, or maybe eat this is more healthier, can be anything. But to me sometimes it feels like it is all coming maybe from like a power trip, trying to control the reality or trying to change other things, because they are not able to accept what is in the here and now, what is there as it is. So I mean, I'm running from Chennai, from various other places here, there.
So this is actually universal phenomena. So it surpasses all continents.
Universal, yes.
And everyone does that. 99% of human beings does that. This is one quality we acquire from the world. So there are many reasons. So in a lighter way, I say they want to, create you. So they want to become a creator. So they also have done something. So that gives a sense of satisfaction. For example, something is perfect. So what is there for you to work?
Nothing to work. It's already perfect.
So that's why they always say something. So those people never look at themselves and they think they are perfect. And at the same breath, if you give any advice, they won't take.
Yes.
It has to be mutual. For example, if someone says that, your dress is not good, so why don't you change and come? So it appears to be not good for you. So I will do that. And I have another suggestion also. So you also give an advice. If you follow this, that, I will do this. But if you just behave like that, people get offended. So they take the other person for granted and they start doing all these things. But controlling somebody is a little serious problem. So that gives, that satisfies their ego. Only weak person tries to control others. That is the attitude of weakest mind. For example, any great ruler, they were great insecurity, facing lot of insecurities within, but they appears to be very strong and very effective from outside. So they want to present themselves in that way, but inside there is always doubt. There is always a kind of negative impression about others. There is always mistrust. That always happens. But the real question is why people do that. Because they don't have any identity. They seek identity. For example, you go to a village or a city or a country, nobody knows you. There actually, no one can listen to you also because nobody knows you.
Nobody knows. Yes.
So that's where actually the person feels his real identity. That's how one should live in the existence also. So if someone wants to prove a point or score brownie points or prove themselves to be clever or intelligent, and without saying anything to you, how can I blame you? For example, I am not saying anything. So is there any possibility to blame other? So that's why they begin with saying something.
To establish,
they say once, they say twice, fourth time they blame. So blaming is a right medium to catch hold of the other's mind. That is the path. Everyone does that. For example, if someone works in an organization, the same tactic they play. They will give one advice, then they will give a notice, the same thing. Even if you do it or you don't, it doesn't matter. But in somewhere or other, first they will prove you wrong. And they say that he is consistently he is doing that. And they will have, because since they are cunning, they will plan everything. The other person is innocent, he doesn't know. Because he is busy doing something and he is playing and all that. So that is the biggest problem. And once you fall in that trap, then you try to prove yourself to be good. And it's a never-ending process.
So you are you trying to say that then the solution is first not believing in the other person when the other person is saying
absolutely. That is the main thing.
Main thing.
So you don't trust the other.
Trust the other.
You have doubt on your own self, but you don't look at them. Hence, you always find faults in the other. So that is one attitude of the mind, because it cannot remain happy and silent without engaging with other activity. It has to do something day in, day out. For example, yesterday I was watching a documentary. I forgot his name. There is one term called, he created, strand beast. Have you heard about it?
No.
Strand beast. Strand beast means, so we know creatures, right? Organisms. So he thought about a kind of vision, epiphany. So he visualized something. He created a creature, and he left that creature on the dunes in the beach.
The beach.
And when wind comes, it just walks. So that was first experiment. He worked 20 years. Then next 10 years he tried to understand the mechanism and dynamics of it. And another 10 years he tried to make it a more robust thing. And recent times he said, I am going to create that creature. It is man-made. It's all sticks, joining sticks, and with the support of wings, all legs move in harmony. So have you ever seen the centipede? It has 100 legs. Just
centipede.
Centipede, whatever. So that kind of creature he created. That is very big. Maybe this bigger than this room. It's the size of dinosaurs. And recent times he also gave another statement. Now I am thinking to create another creature. He had created many strand beasts. Now in Denmark and other countries, he chose a couple of beaches and he left them there. So they roam around freely. So people come and watch them. Now initially the material he was using was something. So that's why they won't long last. Now he also learned something. So he used sustainable material and they will stay. So he said that I am going to create a creature, it may live forever on this planet. So it will be in the beach. If there is water, it will recognize and it will go into the water. It has sensors. And it has a GPS system, and also it has a camera inbuilt, and it will know that where it is going, where it should take rest, and where it should stop. So according to the winds, in which direction it should move. So the reason I am saying all this, a person of that nature, he has no interest to pay attention to the other people's activity.
Yes.
Because he is so creative, 24/7, he only thinks about his creation. So human being should be like that. Only uncreative guy thinks to control others. So they don't have anything in them. For example, if you sing well, so you will be recognized because of your singing. If you paint well, they don't have any talent. And hence they seek respect also. So nobody respects. So what is the way then? How to create, have an identity? So create tantrum, create nuisance. always blame others, and speak stupid nonsense, philosophical things. So do something so that, for example, you just walk on the road and scream.
Screen.
Everyone looks at you, not because you are talented or beautiful. You have actually created disharmony. So even disharmony also attracts the way harmony attracts. So on the contrary, actually disharmony attracts
More attention and
more quickly than real harmony.
like news channel. Let's say news channel always.
Okay, eccentric person grabs the attention of media than a real human being. So there are many aspects. Personally, I feel so there is one identity crisis, and the second is they start comparing themselves with somebody. And for example, two classmates, they studied together. Suddenly, one started becoming famous, and this guy is now insecure, and he also needs attention. And he becomes a little cunning and all that. So he also tries to do something and he fails. Then frustration comes. And where to show that frustration? The neighboring guy or some people from other countries, they won't listen to these people. Only they have 2-3 people in their home. So they show their entire anger or expectations, all these things on those people. And they suffer and they make somebody else also suffer. So it is a meaningless thing, but it will going. Only an enlightened man understands this, and even he is facing that kind of situation, he will not be affected because he has no mind. So rest of the mankind will suffer immensely because only enlightened person never fights with that other person. He only understands the other. So since he understood, he know how to deal the situation. If you don't understand, how you solve the problem? So it's like two polarities. The other person has no idea about his mind. This person has every idea about his mind. That's why there is no problem at all. For example, if someone who is realized in the Hitler regime also, he will find a way to live harmoniously. He always aware of his life. For example, if you see any organism, if you just a small speed you sow in the earth, soil, it will find a way. If there is an obstacle or a stone, it will slowly find a way. Because it is not fighting with the stone. Only stupid people fight with stupid people. Intelligent person once or twice tries to hit the person or explain to the person or try to convince the person. Anything he will try, he will give it a try. But once you have seen there is complete blockage, there is no way, the person is adamant, the person is stupid, imbecile, he has no ears at all. He is only behaving in a certain way. He has no attitude to change. He has no interest to change. Then the right person keeps that person in the same way and he will find his own. So if he is ready, he has compassion. So he will help the other also. Or he will also make sure the status quo is maintained. The other person's ego. For example, she is trying to satisfy by putting some rules. He understands and he tries to bring harmony out of that particular thing, and he will do something. The other person slowly gets the feeling that I have control on the other person, but actually there is no control at all.
Okay.
So it is what it is. It is very difficult to explain. So I am saying this as my experience. Nobody controls. If you have really understood life, the first thing you do is you don't stop, you don't pay attention to the other at all. Not that you don't have any concern about the other. What you have to do for other, you will just do. That's all. That's the end of the matter. For example, someone needs water, you will just show the pot. That's it. If someone is leaving, okay, Tata, just ask, do you have money? Okay. That's all. And until and unless the other person asks something, he will not say anything, even for 100 years. He has no interest to say without asking. But the stupid people, they have lot of interest to say, even the other person is not interested.
Yes.
They just want to say something, they just want to ask something, neither they implement.
Because what they are saying is for their identity, for their
they want to say that they are intelligent. For every minute they prove that they are stupid. But the other person, they won't say that you are stupid. Slowly, I have seen in this small life, at least 15 to 20 people, that kind of attitude. They all became islands. Now they don't have any public relation. Now, okay, now you are young, you fight, you argue, and you have created a certain kind of mindset. A time comes, your body slowly starts withering away.
Yes.
You don't have any great energy to fight. At that time, only one thing helps. If you have right life understanding, then actually you live life peacefully. Every minute becomes blissful if you understand life at the young age. The other person who is fighting or trying to controlling the other person, a time comes, nobody pays attention to those people. Nobody. Suddenly, they enter into depression, or they self-talk. Because since there is nobody to take their advice, what they do? For example, you are trying to control your son. Suddenly he is gone, disappeared. And nobody listens to you. The only person who is listening to you, you always disrespected. Now he is gone. Committed something and disappeared, just hypothetically. Then what this mind will do?
Suffer immensely.
It suffers immensely because it is always focusing on others behavior.
Yes.
So it is, everyone has to think in their own way. They have to question themselves, what is the essence of life? So how narrow-minded you can be, or how broad-minded you can be. In Zen way, how no-minded you can be. So I follow the third. I pay attention to every detail around me. At the same time, I don't interfere. I never interfere. From 2009, I have never introduced myself to anybody without their interest. I have never disclosed any information to anybody without their curiosity. I have never asked any question to anybody till today. Not that I don't have questions. If I have questions, first 99% I inquire. So, and I inquire in 360 degrees. It's called as epistemology. So I question myself. For example, I have a doubt. Just don't ask the other. You inquire, you question, you do research. So finally, when you realize that even after trying so much, this mind has no capacity or potential to grasp the answer. Now you need somebody's help. Then you won't ask everybody. Since you know the gravity of that question, you will go to the right person. Then the question will be answered in a second. Because he is already pregnanted with, that inquiry. He is absolutely ready. For example, a person is absolutely ready to eat. You just offer and he eats.
Yes.
The other person is not hungry at all. So even if you offer, he may enact to eat. So there are many kinds of people, but the core, if at all, in a nutshell, if we try to say, that identity crisis is one, and insecurities, and mainly putting more focus on one person, and self-doubt, and okay, these are all big words. The easiest word is sheer stupidity. That's all. So they are actually wasting their life, and they are not going to achieve anything out of it.
But this seems to be, like you said, almost 99%.
Because 99% they are uncreative. They have lost interest in life. So they look happy when someone listens to their advice. And our scriptures say, become Sachidananda. So don't depend upon anybody. Not even scriptures. Anything. Then you shine. You have discovered your own self and you are absolutely happy. But these kind of people are of no use to anybody. They neither create, they don't learn, they don't sing. Their entire attention is on other human being. What this person is doing, what the other person is doing. And they love to gossip. And they, without permission, they interfere. If someone questions, they shout. So it is I say that it is a kind of disease. All I can say is, if the other person, even for example, if someone is mad, you can explain to anybody in the world that he is mad, people understand. But it is very difficult to explain to the mad person that you are mad. Because those people, since unconscious, it is even Buddha comes, they won't understand. Even God comes, they misunderstand. So it is not their fault. So they have closed their doors completely. And they don't want to change. And they don't want to listen. They always want audience. They always want a person so that they will say something and they should accept. That actually satisfied their little ego. That is not bigger ego, that's a little stupid ego. If 2 or 3 people hurt them in a day, they go into depression. That kind of weak minds they are. So they appears to be strong, as I said before, Adolf Hitler or Kropotkin, Mussolini. They need lot of support system to
operate.
Present their portrait to this world. Otherwise they are so weak. For example, if a person walks on the road without any fear, with clarity, the other person needs at least 100 people. Because he has doubts if someone comes and kills, because he has committed many mistakes. He always needs some support. And okay, they also exist, and one day all will die. So my one question is this: how you want to live and how you want to die? At least one should declare. I am declaring I want to live with a lot of creativity, and I don't compare myself with anybody. I have no jealousy. I have no opinion on anybody, and I am not being judgmental. I respect every human being, including stupids. I understand them. I don't fight with. The way I have given an example, the small seed, when it sprouts, it finds its way once, and it may take some time. For example, if there is no obstacle, within 3 days it might have grown. If there is an obstacle, it may take little time. No problem. Because the person who understood mind already has gone beyond time. He is not in a hurry. He always focuses on his peace, his composure. Because he found lot more valuable things in life than these stupid things. And he also understands us. So apart from that stupidity, they have also good qualities. And he recognizes that and utilize those qualities. And if there is any gap, or if there is any space when they are happy mood, he gives an advice. Slowly, out of 10, 5 people may start thinking in a little broader way. If you start opening few more doors, you will see more light coming into the room. So few people change in that. I have seen at least 3 or 4 people. They were so stupid. They were very argumentative, nonsensical, creating lot of tantrums and going to police stations. Unconsciously, they have created so much mess in their life, and because of that, many people have suffered. But suddenly, something they have understood. I have seen at least 2 or 3 people. Suddenly, something happened to them. So suddenly, that narrow-mindedness is gone. So for the first time, they started thinking in a little broader perspective. First time, the definitions of life and many other words, they start finding its true meaning. Then slowly, they became calm. slowly they started learning something. First time they started listening to the other also. If someone says no, you should have the courage to accept it.
Yes, it's all. Oh, Mom, you're speaking, okay, you come afterwards, okay? You come and speak to me afterwards.
Somewhere I read that nobody is perfect on this planet. Everyone is imperfect. When that you are in the presence of somebody else, immediately you become imperfect. And if there is nobody, you are immediately become
Nobody is
perfect.
perfect.
That's why in spirituality, the sannyas is also a path where you are with nobody and you are free to operate the way you like. And you accept all the consequences because whatsoever you are doing, and you have the ability to accept the consequences also. There is no problem. But the other categories, they don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. And they think they are perfect. And they always, but that perfection definition, they always find faults in the other. Otherwise, there is no rule at all. For example, so how to drink water? It doesn't matter how you drink. So drinking water is important, that's all. If someone holds glass like this and drinks, let him drink. So after 10 times he realizes that this is the wrong way. So he himself will found. So conclusion, what I am trying to say, until and unless the other person asks something, you have no right to say anything. Only the realized person accepts this. Otherwise, people are so bored with their life. If someone comes, they start saying something. Do you want some water? So at what time you will eat the food? They think it is concern, they think it is love, it is caring. No, it is actually very boring. This is not caring. If the other person stays for 1 month, after a month they don't even ask anything else. It is only first day treatment. If a realized person, even the first day the way he is, the 1000th day he will be just the same. That's why the other person feels happy. Suddenly there is nourishment. Without even saying a word, in the right presence, first of all your mind gets very relaxed. From that point, many things started taking place. And with money you cannot create this. With power you cannot create this. Only with the right understanding the situation is created. And I say this is the rarest of rare things on planet Earth. Very rare. So how many days you are going to stay in Hyderabad?
I really don't have any plans.
So what is your future plans? Or you are going to say philosophical that I have no future?
Not philosophical. I am actually confused. I don't have any plans because I am not able to make a concrete plan. Something for last 1 year I've been finding it very difficult to make. I'm having a lot of self-doubt, a lot of confusion. All that is happening inside, and I've kind of had an argument with a family in Kumbh Mela. And then I told them I don't want to come back to Chennai. And then I feel it is right thing. At least for a few months I don't want to go there.
So whenever two minds meet, bound to argue. Because you have a different kind of mind and the other person have another kind of mind. Dispute will come. The thing is, how much time you are going to indulge in that. That actually important. If dispute comes within a minute, you are out of it, I am out of it. That's a beautiful thing. Let's have more disputes also. But even one dispute, 1 year, you are trying to keep it alive. So it should be called stupidity. That's all.
Yeah, more than dispute, it is like if I go there, it is like I can see the person operating same way. and so doing the same thing again and again and again, and there is no point in me being there. And
So from 2009, I'm just doing one thing. At least in 24 hours, 23 hours at least, I feel I am alone.
I want now I know what I want. What I want is I want to be alone.
Yeah.
I've been
So there are two definitions to it. I just say and will conclude so that you start thinking about it. There are two definitions. So being alone physically, being alone psychologically. So being alone physically, you need some effort.
Yes.
Because you have to go far off mountains.
Yes.
Being alone, experiencing aloneness in its true sense means you are not carrying anybody in the head. That's all. That's all over. Then you are alone. You may be in the midst of 10,000 people, yet you are alone.
But how to do that? Like
There is
practically?
no, see, the moment you ask how to, more confusion, more answers, it will lead to more confusion. So don't ask how to. So whosoever you are carrying in your mind, I can say not more than 5 people, not more than 10 objects, not more than 4 or 5 philosophical thoughts.
Yes.
Just put them aside. That's all. So begin with the objects. Don't carry any object here. For example, you are using the phone, use it, but never consider that is your phone. That is one thing. In the same way, be with somebody, always know that there is I have nobody. So this moment I am dealing with this guy, and this moment is gone, the person is gone, and here the image is also gone.
Gone.
So I have heard a story of Bayezid, a Sufi saint. He became quite famous, and many people knew about him, that what Bayezid does and all that. So he initiates into sannyas, and he gives some discourses and advices to people who gather around him. And one person, he just feds up with the family, and he runs away from family. And there was a tent where Bayezid sat, and many other devotees sat around him, and this guy came. So I just want to become your sannyas. So please give me the path to liberation. Then Bayezid said that for that you have to come alone. Why did you come with your whole family? I said, suddenly he gets frightened that he looks around. So family is somewhere very far, 1,000 years, 1,000 kilometers away. So I am alone only. No, you are carrying in your head. So until and unless you drop all family members from the head, don't enter into this place. And this is first leg of the story. I have written the next part. It is not there in the internet. Because the story ends there. From my experience I have written. I have said somewhere that this guy understands what he meant. Now he stays there. And he stays there for 1 year, and that 1 year he was thinking about his child, he was thinking about, so they are there constantly in their head, and he realizes that I have to go back to them again. It is, I just can't leave them. And he just goes there, and he thinks that where that conflict have arrived. And he changes his attitude, and he goes to his wife and asks, what do you want? So this is what I want. And she says, this is I can do, and this is I don't. So there is some clarity, and she also understands. Now being there itself, since there is no problem between them, there is no thought of wife in his head. In the same way the kid, in the same way his father and mother, since the story is like something he might have done. So Bayezid comes to his village, so along with his disciples, and he came to know that, so on that day you came to me, and what happened? You said that you don't have to bring your family, you have to be alone. And I just checked myself, yes, I was carrying. Then I thought by being outside the tent, so I can drop them. But since they are thoughts, not tangible, so how can I put them down? Then for the first time I started thinking. Then after thinking so much, roaming around, I certainly came to a conclusion where my problem is alive, I have to go there and I have to solve the problem, because the other is there in my mind because loosens. So then I just came to my family. I have cleared everything. Now, after just cleared those small problems, even being here, I am experiencing aloneness. So physically, if you click a photograph, in that photograph you see me, my wife, my kid and my dog. But if I look myself, there is nobody here, including you. So even I am not thinking about Bayezid also. So Bayezid just salutes that man and leaves. So this is how, this is the last stage of self-realization. There are people who self-realize and they have ambitions. Again, they fall into the world and traps of politics and all that happen. But I'm just speaking in pure spiritual terms. So even being with 1,000 people, inside you should not carry anybody. For example, someone said bastard 10 minutes ago. That is only just a word. We just cross-check whether you are bastard or not.
Yes.
And if you are not bastard, simply say I am not. Baat khatam ho gaya. If a time of argument with respect. You scream with respect. So you don't lose your integrity. So without losing your integrity, do everything. So I say that even when I am screaming, I am absolutely at peace inside because I have no opinion on anybody. The screaming comes because as a counter reaction, not because I hate somebody. I have no interest to control others. I have no interest to settle anybody. I have no interest to give any advice, unsolicited advice. My only interest is just a human to human concern, that's all. For example, you are staying here. If there is any worldly problem, I will say my owner may not accept. So 3 days you have. Till 3 days you can come back again after 1 month. So this is speaking the truth, worldly truth. For example, it is my own house. Since I don't find any fault in you, fault in the sense you are also remain silent and you are doing your daily chores and whatsoever, you are maintaining the status quo of the home. Then even if you live 1,000 years here, no problem at all. Because we are not in the game of, checking each other's life, giving advice to each other and start, putting control on each other. So all those things are unnecessary. But human does. But they are not going to go anywhere. Big rulers, they lost control on themselves. Adolf Hitler committed suicide. I can quote at least 100 people. They tried to control others, but that is the most draining job. It drains your entire energy, because if you just put the same energy on something, you can create a rocket also. That much energy you are wasting. So there are many reasons. It's not just we cannot give blanket statement, but depend upon the person. Few people has no idea. Actually I have met a couple, and that woman said, I don't know anybody on the planet Earth. That's why I control my husband. But I don't have anybody. Neither I have family nor friends. I have only one person. So I told them in front of them, since you have nobody, you have only one person, you should not control him. You should liberate him from you. But she won't understand. She said, if I scold, if I beat, I have only one person. This is my right.
This is traditionally, I think this is said. Everybody knows.
So they are unconscious, that's all. So all I can say, neither I have hatred, nor angry, nor any opinion on them. All I have is little sympathy. If someone is destroying their life by thinking, controlling others, you are going to go somewhere. You are not going to anywhere. You are going to fall in your own ditch. And one day, everyone leaves you. That is for sure. And the last days of your life, immensely miserable. That is for sure. Because You are not experience misery because of poverty. That is another kind of misery. Even having crores of rupees, if the person having this kind of attitude, they suffer.
Because nobody wants to be around as they are controlling.
Absolutely. Namaste, Sridhar Garu. Let's conclude this.
Yes.
So is Ganesh?
Yeah.
Just
We started
yeah.
conversing. In the meantime,
So Ganesh is a true inquirer. He is humbly inquiring into life.
into life.
And he is observing everything. He is not just any other guy, random guy. Only few have the potential to see things as they are. At least trying to
Yes, sir.
see things as they are.
Okay.
And evaluating their own mind, not the other's mind.
Yeah.
That's the best.